Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. How are all of you guys doing? I hope this beautiful Thursday, May 8th, 2025, finds you very well indeed. This is going to be something super short. However, I still will start, like I do all of my clips, with the 3 opening prayers, which are also very short, and they're in Sanskrit and Telugu. This is to bless, uplift, protect, and inspire you, me, and this clip. They are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmahi Sri Guruvena Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachotayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Excellent. Well, you know why I'm doing this is super short. Unlike me, I usually do longer clips. I have a YouTube channel called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star. I have I just checked. Right now it says I have 185 clips on there, and it's all pretty juicy stuff on a variety of topics. Why don't you check it out? I think you might like it. Give it a try. And remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, thumbs up this, heart this, whichever social platform you're watching this on. I really appreciate you. Anyway, this morning I was out in the glorious sunshine, and just apropos of nothing, I started thinking about the Pacific Palisades fire and the other fires that happened, a little bit ago, which I'm sure you're aware of, in Los Angeles. Terrible tragedies, terrible tragedies. On my YouTube channel, I've also done clips about that, so you can just scroll down and look at the titles and see if you want some more information. There were many reasons and much evidence and a lot of stuff going on that's beyond doubt, proving that this was not anything, quote, natural, end quote, or, even accidental. It was all on purpose, and it's still very sad. And my point was, I was thinking about the fires because something that I will never forget, which I couldn't post either on my YouTube or TikTok, but I post on my YouTube channel. I had some still photographs that I had that I took. It was really, when you see these kind of things, and believe me, I've seen a lot. I've seen so much. I have so many analog and digital photos and video clips and all that stuff that really reveals a lot of behind the scenes activities going on across the earth realm on a variety of different topics. But when I saw those airplanes that were flying very close, and you could see them and people were filming, these were direct film from people on the ground filming these planes over and over again, completely missing the fires, and then doing something like where there was a small residential park with a park bench, like a small little area with like emerald green grass, and there's no fire going on whatsoever. You would see the planes coming out of like a lip of a canyon that was just an inferno. They would completely miss that and then dump fire retardant all over like the park bench on a little pristine little rectangle. They would, if you saw it once, you might think, well, that's an inexperienced pilot, or that was an accident. Saw it over and over again. But the most heart-wrenching thing, which I took a still photo of, that just twisted my stomach in knots and still does whenever I think about it, because it's just so treacherous. There were those helos, those helicopters that were carrying those loads of water, right? I'm sure you saw that where they were dumping their loads of water and they, go all around. Well, I saw several of them again that completely missed any fire, and they were coming out of areas. So it looks like they would be going towards something and people would be like, yeah, they're going to dump some water on the fires. Good job. No, they didn't do that. The most heart-wrenching one I saw, which someone filmed, thank goodness, was a helicopter that came out of a canyon, again, that was an inferno, went right into the middle of a forest. And I called it a forest because the trees were pretty tall. Looked like, they were. Went into a clearing in this forest. There was not one bit of fire going around. It was like a peaceful forest with tall trees. There were no houses. There was just a small clearing. And the helicopter was hovering kind of at the height of the trees, but between some trees in this clearing, you could see it so clearly. And right on the earth, where there was nothing going on, it just opened its flaps and dumped all of its water right on the ground, wasting it. And when you see these things over and over again, along with many other things, it breaks your heart. It really breaks your heart when you see this level of corruption and evilness and planned destruction and decimation of so many things, including all types of lives, human lives, animal lives, everything. Anyway, so for some reason, I was thinking about that when I was out in the sunshine this morning, that especially I saw in my mind's eye, I saw that helo that was dumping that water in the pristine forest area after leaving a fiery inferno, not dropping any of its water. And I thought of that, and I was like, why am I thinking of this? And then I came across this just about a half hour ago that I'm going to read to you. And I'm like, okay, I feel to read this. This is just another little piece of the puzzle, but I want to share it with you. It was from a woman, and this was from, I know this is a funny name, Cat Turd 2 on Telegram. Funny name for a poster. But Cat Turd's pretty funny. Anyway, this was a recording from it didn't give the name of I recognize this as like a blonde, middle-aged woman that looked like a actress, and supposedly talking to the Hollywood actor Armie Hammer. But anyway, it was a slice of an interview on Telegram, recorded. So this is what, there were pictures shown, and this is what the woman said. Or this is what Cat Turd was saying after watching this video. Cat Turd said, WTF. I think you know what that stands for. Insane. Here's what you were never told about the Pacific Palisades fires. Portland, Oregon couple was found at the scene in a fake fire truck. The husband was a convicted arsonist. The wife, in quotes, is a National Weather Service wind and fire expert who teaches climate change issues. And Cat Turd had written climate change all in caps. I think you know why. Yeah, you can just call those that baloney, malarkey, fraud, money scrubbing, thieving issues. Anyway, Cat Turd said, there is something very disturbing, very large at play in the Palisades fire. There was a couple from Portland, Oregon, and they drove into the Palisades fire scene in a decommissioned fire truck. They had emblazoned the fire truck with the name Rolling River Fire Department. They got into the scene 2 days in a row before they were stopped and arrested. Now I'm going to show a still of that fire truck on my YouTube channel, but if you're looking at this on TikTok or something, you don't see it. But anyway, so it said, whoa, we do know that they were acting suspiciously in the fire zone on a fake fire truck. Turns out the woman is a National Weather Service wind and fire expert who teaches juvenile delinquents, quote, climate change issues, end quote. They make rap songs called Weather Slaps, and some of the lyrics go like, wait until you see it all burn, and burn is in caps. And her husband, who's the guy behind the wheel, is a convicted arsonist who burned down country clubs and rich people's houses in a small town in Oregon. Holy S-H-I-T, Cat Turd says. They were eco, Terrorist's. Yeah. So I'm convinced that this is an act of eco, Terrorism. And that is insane to me. That is what Cat Turd said. It's not insane to me because I did a lot of research reporting and looking at that. And as I said, if you watch my clips on that on YouTube, I'm very, very familiar with Los Angeles, especially West LA. So that does help when you're looking at things, when you're trying to pinpoint, like when all this stuff was breaking and you're trying to find out which direction the fire was coming from, where did it say it started, where did it actually spark up, this and that. If you knew in the Pacific Palisades area, or Santa Monica, Westwood, Hollywood, whatever, if you know those areas, it helped. And there's so much phony baloney nonsense going on. Anyway, so I just wanted to give that little thing, because it does matter that there was a huge fake fire truck there with the couple having that description, what they do for a living and what they love to do. Watch it all, BURN. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share on this clip. So here's to evildoers being rounded up and taken care of. And here's to blessings for the goodly and godly, the people that want to live on this earth realm in a good and godly way. Although nobody's perfect, not calling for perfection or sainthood, just be a decent human being. And yeah. I like to end all of my clips with the closing prayer in Sanskrit and Telugu. And what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. Beautiful peace. Yep, that is our goal. But we have to fight this holy fight against the evil and the darkness. But we're all, I'm sure, most of us, we're just really longing for peace. And it all begins with inner peace. We can't have that which is termed outer peace, that is reflected back to us from the earth realm, without inner peace, because it goes hand in hand. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.